How y'all doing today? It's another beautiful day for me. I hope it's another beautiful day for thee. Today, I want to let you guys know that we are beginning the new show. It's called Zolyin In NFTs. ZIN. I'm thinking of just calling it the ZIN, the ZIN show or whatever. The ZIN, welcome to the ZIN, something like that. We'll see. That's probably what we're going to call it, where we just talk about NFTs, and I'm probably going to put it up every Friday. I think that's what we're going to do. Friday or Saturday, I haven't decided yet. This one's a little late just because I'm working on another podcast for you guys, a really higher quality one, something that's a little off the beaten path. I'm doing a little video editing. We'll see how that goes. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about that one. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy this one. So, just to kind of give you a brief recap of last week, where everything changed up, where I decided to let you guys know what I've been working on in the background as far as in private, because I'm a very private person. I do projects on the back end. Pause. I do projects on the back end, and what I do is I pretty much get it to the point of completion, and then I present it to you. Or if something's already been solidified and the deal's set, I bring it forth and show you guys what I got. As opposed to like, oh, I'm working on this. I hate doing that just because a lot of projects never come to fruition for one reason or another, especially if they're projects that come together with other people. So there's that. There's a couple things I just want to let you guys know that it's going to take some time for me to put up all my NFTs. I'm just putting them one piece at a time, just because of a couple of issues going on right now in Ethereum crypto during the this bull market. We're in the bull market right now. If you haven't noticed, if you're not in crypto, if you are in crypto, then you already know the gas fees are up and everything. It's a pretty big disaster. I'll go into detail about that in tomorrow's show. It's a lot. I don't really want to go into it right now. It's kind of a lot. So if you're new and you're asking right now, what the heck is an NFT? Well, NFTs in short are called non-fungible tokens. That's what it's short for. And basically the fungible part is where, if you look at crypto, all the coins, they all have like across the board, across each between coins cost a price, right? And that price is fixed upon the coin. For example, 1 Bitcoin is always going to be 1 Bitcoin, right? Cool, that makes sense. What the non-fungible part means is with tokens, with art pieces, with assets, the value isn't inherently obvious as far as what the price point is. So for example, if you own a golden baseball card NFT and I own a silver baseball card NFT, we know that maybe the golden one is worth more than the silver one, but we don't know how much. We don't know what the price of that is. You know what I mean? Or maybe if you have a red one and I have a red one with a star on it, we don't know if, what that price is gonna be between the two. We don't know if it's even the same price. We don't know. It's a non-fungible token. Okay, that's what that means. For those of you not in the know, they're essentially assets. They're art pieces. They could be multiple things. There's lots of opportunities and lots of potentials for what an NFT can be. But typically, at the moment, art pieces, game assets, special content you can access. For example, I'll give you a good example. One artist, she created an NFT. You click on it. Once you purchase it, it's a link to a private song. Another example is there's a NFT. There's a game called Axie Infinity, where if you purchase a certain amount of they're like Pokemon, basically. They're like their little monsters or whatever. And so if you purchase one, that's its own NFT versus another one. So they're all individual NFTs. So if that makes sense to you. There's lots of different types of NFTs out there, but that's like the gist of what they are currently. I'm sure in the future NFTs are going to be like limitless. I mean, I've been hearing things in the works like diplomas, licenses, things like that. That's going to be very interesting, where people don't have to trust you anymore. They can just trust the blockchain, right? It's a trustless network. For example, if you apply for a job and your resume is solidified in the network, oh, you worked at this place at this time, and then they terminated you, or God forbid, or you quit working there at this date, at this time, it's in the blockchain. You know what I mean? So someone can't like funge their way into a job or something like that, you know? So there you go. For those of you still trying to like figure out what the value is for that, well, look at this game called NBA Top Shots, okay? There's a game called NBA Top Shots. Check it out. You'll see that there's crazy amount of value there. Now, why am I pivoting this into NFTs? Well, the reason why I'm pivoting this in this entire business towards NFTs is because I told you before, I'm going into the future. This is a writing channel, this is a writing business, I'm a novelist, I'm a creator, you know, I'm trying to create something in this world, a story, a franchise, a universe of my own to turn into a franchise, to, you know, have merchandise and all sorts of wonderful things, right? This wonderful universe I'm trying to create. But I'm also, you know, mindful of, you know, being up to date. And to be honest, NFTs, that's the future. That's where everything's gonna be. I told you, this is different. This is gonna be different than everybody else. Everybody else out here, they're doing, you know, their thing, and God bless them. Not poo-pooing on them, but I'm just saying this is the place to be if you're looking at what does the future hold for creative people. You're looking at it right now. I'm doing a podcast. I'm talking about the process of my creative works while I work on the pieces and putting it up online so you guys can purchase some items. I'm thinking about putting up chapters, individual chapters on the network. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. And I talked about this before, where I said I wanted to do what I'm coining as NFNs, non-fungible novels. We'll see how that goes. I don't know how I feel necessarily about it being non-fungible. That's like the one thing. Obviously, I'm gonna keep the price points fair. They're not gonna be like 1 ETH. You know, it's just not. That's just not right. But I will definitely keep in mind and be mindful of the market. While, you know, obviously, while the market is what it is, I'll keep that in mind while the shop is what it is. The only issue I have is how possible is it for the shops online, like, you know, on your Rarible, how possible is it to like change the price live, and how much gas is that gonna cost? You know what I mean? That's probably the one thing that's the drawback to this whole thing. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a sip of this coffee. Apologies there. So that's kind of the whole gist of everything. I have a lot of fun creating this universe. I'm working on a couple things in the universe, kind of like cleaning up a couple things just for storytelling purposes and for long-term branding purposes. You know, I think that's the one thing people forget to do, is to kind of like look at their brand long-term and see what's the best way to take their stories and their universe. You know, you never want to go too adult. You never want to go too childish. I mean, all ages is kind of like the dream team, but you don't want to be like Saturday morning. I guess maybe you could be Saturday morning cartoons and still like be able to still do violence, but as we go into the future, it's getting harder and harder to kind of like create a story, and still it is getting more and more tricky to create a unique competitive story in today's extremely competitive market. A lot of people are compensating for to be quite honest, a bland story with beautiful art. Then you have people who are telling a really weird and maybe slightly uncomfortable a sci-fi mix fantasy world story, such as with weird abstract horrors, for example, Perdido Street Station, by China Melville, or A Murder of Angels by Caitlin Kiernan. Like those kind of stories. I mean, those kind of stories. God bless you. That's what you like. That God bless you. But that's kind of like the norm today. That's the norm. That's what you're getting now. That's what you're getting now. But back then, when they were doing it, telling those stories, those were actually pretty rare. Like that was, they were the exception to the rule, not the rule itself, like it is today. So that's kind of what you're getting today. And that's just the nature of competition. Just because you always are competing, that's just the reality of the world. You're always going to be competing with other people in the market. You want to separate yourself, and a lot of people out here, they're when they're doing their stories, you just want to be different than them. So that's something I always keep in mind. So I'm definitely looking at the middle ground and seeing how I can really make that my own. And I think I got something pretty good. I can give you a quick premise to my story. It's very, very straightforward. I don't want to give you guys too much away. I don't want to spoil things, but let's put it this way. It's a story that starts out one way and it ends in another way. One of my big influences is obviously Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I'm also a big fantasy fan. So, you'll see where all my influences show up in my story. Anyways, that's it for now. If you like this podcast, hit the like button. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you are listening to iTunes, if you're listening to this on iTunes, please hit the 5-star review. I do read every 5-star review. Thank you again. If you're listening to this on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, not Spotify. I have the spot. I'm working on Spotify right now. Sorry, I'm looking on the corner right now. I'm like, why did I say Spotify? Tune in. Google Podcast, SoundCloud. I think I said Google Podcast. Share it. Hit the like button. Thanks so much for watching and listening again. Have a great day. Bye bye.